It's starting. We're about to start. It's loading. Okay, we're live.
We're live. We did it. All right. Good job, Justice. Thank you. Welcome, everyone. We've got an exciting program tonight. We've got some customer reviews that really tug on my heartstrings. So welcome, everyone, to our program. I know we missed last week. Sorry about that. I was kidnapped and they took me down to South Carolina to enjoy a birthday. So that was a lot of fun. But I want to thank you all for joining us tonight. I want to thank all of you for the support and the sharing that you're doing for so many people. It is affecting lives, and I wish you could all hear it. So thank you again very much for sharing. We're going to go over some customer reviews. We're going to open up a new half-fold Cellerciser. I want to show you what happened to the Cellerciser that I had sprayed. That was really squeaky, and how I did it with the 2 drops of oil on both sides of each spring, and how it just quieted it down, because I want all of you to know how quiet your Cellerciser can become. I didn't do anything special. You'll see this is not my 19-year-old unit. This is a brand new Cellerciser, and everything about it is new. Just put a couple drops of oil here, in here, on both ends of each spring. But the way I do it is to pull the mat material away, put a couple of drops on both ends, all the way around, then get on it, bounce around a little bit. You can hear how quiet this is. Very quiet, and it's brand new. So this one is still breaking in. It'll get even quieter. Okay, so we're going to show that, and then for those who don't have a lot of time in the morning, I really believe it's critical that we get on this Cellercise every morning. It's the wake-up call for our day, for our body, to improve circulation. People were asking me again, why do you call it a Cellerciser? And it's really simple. It exercises your cells, not just your muscles. The weight-bearing activity is helping to improve the strength and efficiency of our cells. And as we improve the strength and efficiency of our cells, we automatically do the same thing with body parts and functions. That's why it's so valuable. But the wake-up call, the 5-minute program, is designed to get circulation going, warm up tissues and muscles, and it's just a 5-minute routine, but it's very effective. So we're going to do that at the very end of the program. All right, and I've got it on the Mr. Rebounder app, so we'll be able to do the Mr. Rebounder app as well. Just want to let you know, Cellercise isn't just for people. You can have animals bounce up and down on it too. Now we have a program going, and right now the only people who know about it is the Cellercise family. So, and those who are watching this. So you can share it with your friends, but we're going to make a brand new Cellerciser available for Christmas, and we'll do it before Christmas, for what we choose to be the most exciting display of a Cellerciser traveling. So we've got, this is a contender here. You can see he's up and down on the Cellerciser. And here we have a contender who went to watch the eclipse. And she was watching the eclipse on the Cellerciser and show some of the clouds at the time. So we're going to read some customer reviews, and we're going to answer some questions. And let me tell you, some of these customer reviews are really, really exciting. Yeah. And Sherman just wrote this one today. Oh, she love it. Guys, thank you so much. Okay. I love my rebounder. I have a lot of weight to lose and already lost 9 pounds and 4 inches off my waist alone in 1 month of rebounding 20 to 60 minutes, 3 to 4 times a week. No pain on my joints either, and I jump vigorously. Excited to add these movements to my routine. Thank you, Kirsty. And Judy writes, I'm 80. This rebounding is the best exercise ever. Hate doing hard floor stuff, too hot, humid, dirty outside. After only 1 week, I'm already much more fit. Love the kids' names. Oh, thank you. Love my Cellerciser. In this, Christina writes, love my Cellerciser and take it everywhere. Reverse my high blood pressure, feeling my best at age 41 with 10 minutes each morning. People ask if I go work out 5 days a week. People come up to me asking, what do you do to look so good? Thanks, Dave. Thanks, Christina. And that's how I got started. All right. Pete writes, I really enjoy your video for demonstrating several specific movements that target specific areas. I appreciate that you cover a full workout broken down into several parts. Once I have seen and learned each movement, I can incorporate them into my own workout to my own music at my own speed. But again, I want to emphasize the value of seeing your video as opposed to simply freelancing. All right, Pete, thank you. And thank you. I get a lot of ideas from all of you too. Okay, Joe writes, this guy is a legend. I started rebounding 2 months ago and I found him today. One thing I can tell you from my tiny experience is it gets so easy after 2 weeks. I can do 30 minutes continuous with adding pain to my upper legs at will. Skiing with knees bent, faster jump left and right was my pain thrower so far. But I got the rapid knee bend and sitting jumping from this legend today, which I will apply tomorrow. Can't wait. Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. All right. Diane writes, I trust all is well. I purchased a bifold Cellerciser after watching your most recent YouTube video dated June 1st, 2020. Prior to that day, I watched several of your videos for a number of weeks, but was waiting for the right time to make the purchase. The catalyst was the introductory message that you gave in the video regarding learning to enjoy the journey. As I watched and listened, I was impressed by the relevancy of every word you spoke. You see, just the night before, I had experienced one of those moments you described. I was literally in a dark room fighting against that which was wrong. In that state of mind, everything you described took place, the frustration, despair, etc. That night, I cried out to God for answers to overcome and rise above my circumstances. The very next day, I watched your video, and the first statement you made helped me to see why I have not been enjoying the journey. You said you can't find happiness at the end of the journey if you don't take it with you along the way. That statement was a reminder to number one, be thankful for what I currently have and identify what is good in my life. We all need to do that. We're all going to be challenged every day. We can choose the direction that's positive, or we can fight and react to the direction that's negative. And the great masters have told us, walk away from the negative and focus on the positive. Don't contend. The contention is what creates anger and frustration. And we'd have a whole different world if people in our media was promoting that which was good and we were feeding upon that which is good. Our whole society would change. Number two, envision the outcome I desire rather than focusing on the current circumstances. You said that one of our goals and objectives are great, but the process of achieving them is what defines us and our character and the person we are becoming. This spoke volumes to me because I saw that when I focus exclusively on the goals, objectives, needs, and even the problems, I found myself in a state of frustration and defeat. I also recognize in your statement that what I know is the heart of God, which is to see us develop in character and become who He already sees us to be. From your statement, I clearly understood that when we continually fight against, meditate on the dark circumstances, we inevitably develop the characteristics of those dark circumstances, transforming our personality and thought life. This is huge. This in turn influences patterns of behavior and repetitive life experiences. Some people call it karma, but there's a lot of truth to that. We become what we feed upon. Dave, I'm not sure I can fully express how much I appreciate the time you took to help us, your listeners, to see beyond the surface. I fully agree that the principles that you presented can be applied in any area of life. I treasure all that you had said, and I found that there was so much to be received that I recorded and typed out your message in order to unpack all the gems that can be applied to my life. Since then, I have experienced a greater resolve to maintain a thankful disposition and persistent focus. Although there have been some challenges, I've also experienced several blessings that I know have come as a result of putting into practice the statements made in your message. Thank you. And thank you, Diane, for sharing that. Lavik writes, I'm 65 in hip replacement surgery, January 2020, just before the pandemic. The end of March, I was thrust back behind a desk 10 to 11 hours a day and didn't get the movement that I wanted. I purchased the Cellerciser a few months ago, and with the help of Dave's videos, his app, and others, I'm improving the mobility in that hip. And we've had several people that have hip replacements, and we've been able to help people avoid hip replacements as well. But irrespective, there are movements that are designed to focus on the supporting muscles and ligaments and circulation in that joint area. Laura writes, I was pretty certain rebounder were good to move the lymph, so I had intended to purchase one someday. A rebounder became available locally at the marketplace, so I bought it, having no clue what a Cellerciser was. Once purchased, I found your channel and have been studying and sharing since. Thanks, Laurie. Kay writes, I appreciate all the explanations of how Cellerciser works. Sherry writes, this is a great rebounder. I'm loving it and feel the difference right away. I'm new and still in the beginner phase. Thanks for the great product. And again, the Cellerciser, and you all know this, it's not a typical rebounder. The steel in our spring doesn't stretch out, and that material doesn't stretch out. It's designed to give you the support you need and the results that we're working toward. Mac writes, thank you for all you do. My Cellerciser is very important to me. Barbara writes, it's a great piece of equipment. All right. And we've got several good questions we're going to come to, but I've been saving the one that came in today, and I want to share this with you. And it was really touching to me. Sherman, who's been a Cellercise family member for a while now. He says, hi, David. I've had my Cellerciser for 6 years. I'm 75 years old. 8 years ago, I had a non-Hodgkin's form lymphoma. I was told that most people succumb to this type of disease after 4 years. At my last annual checkup, my oncologist told me there was no sign of the cancer. After 8 years, it hasn't returned. I did go through rigorous chemotherapy, but I feel rebounding perhaps made the chemotherapy more efficacious. Prior to receiving the Cellerciser, I had an appointment with my optometrist. He took a picture of my inner eyeballs, and he noted that the optical nerve on my left eye had a small red spot on it. He told me that it could stay the same, but could lead eventually to a loss of vision in that eye. 6 months later, I went back for another visit. He performed the same set of tests and pictures. He had a computer screen next to my chair and brought up the pictures of both my inner eyes. He said that both eyes looked healthy. So I asked, Larry, what about that spot on the optical nerve in my left eye? You showed it to me on my last visit. He carefully studied the photo again. There's no spot on that nerve. I asked him to look at the picture from the previous visit. So I brought up the older picture from the previous visit. Both photos were on the screen side by side. There was the spot on the older picture. He stared at the two pictures and said, that's unusual. I asked, have you ever seen a spot like that disappearing? He said, never. I told him that I had been using a rebounder since my previous visit and that I was noticing a number of physical improvements. He admitted being perplexed, but was glad that both of my eyes were so healthy. He told me to keep doing whatever I was doing. Story number 2. About 3 months after I started using the Cellerciser, I had a routine dental visit for cleaning. My usual hygienist had been seeing me for several years. As she performed a normal exam, she kept saying how good my mouth looked, especially my gums. She asked me if I was doing anything differently. I said the only different thing I was doing was my rebounding for a few minutes daily. The dentist entered the station, and she asked him to look at my gums. He did and said my gums looked really healthy. She told him about my rebounding. He showed an interest, so I told him about my experience that I'd had with the optometrist. Also, I had developed numbing neuropathy following several chemotherapy treatments for cancer, and how I recovered some feelings in my legs and feet after rebounding for only 1 day. He looked at his nurse and said, I'm getting one of these for the office. I want the staff to spend a few minutes of rebounding during break time. During the next visit, the hygienist said it made such a difference for her that she purchased one for her home so her family could benefit from using it. I've increased my daily exercise time for 20 minutes per day. Some pain I had in my left knee and my back near my hip and a tight muscle between my scapula and spine have disappeared. I've changed nothing else in my routine except rebounding. I follow your video routines to get a full body workout. Thanks, Dave, for the Cellerciser. It's changed my life in so many ways. And it provides me with some great stories. Your friend, Sherman. Thank you, Sherman. And thank you to all of you for taking the time to share those experiences with the rest of us. It's made a difference in my life, and Sherman and others is making a difference in the others that have a chance to hear them. So again, thank you very much. Please keep sending them and sharing them. I think that Cellerciser is one of the most incredible pieces of equipment around. I've been doing it, as you know now, for over 30 years. It is the only exercise I get. My kids have all grown up on it. Justice is behind the scenes. Justice, if any questions come up, let me know. And I'd like to read some of the questions that have come up here. So, question number 1. Sue says, what exercise can strengthen throat muscles for a senior peeps that snore now? Throat muscles. Well, I know the moving up and down is weight bearing, and I've heard people say that had sleep apnea, that the palate up there, they're protein fibers, and when you put protein fibers under weight, they become more resistant to the weight, so they strengthen, tighten, and tone. So as far as that is concerned, that can help that throat area. And you've all heard me when I do the power breathing technique, which helps open up the larynx and strengthen diaphragmatic breathing. And I'm going to do it now so you can hear the difference in my voice. But that just movement is real simple. We're going to do a little bit of that in a moment too, but it goes like this. And when you start doing it, it opens up the diaphragmatic breathing, it clears the throat, and it clears the bronchial tubes in the lungs and makes them stronger as well. So, and it clears things out, which is good. Ryan writes, I bought mine in 2008, and I love it. It's a single exercise equipment purchase that I consistently use. That being said, I've broken at least 2, maybe 3 springs on mine. It's also noisier than this one, not terribly, but it's noticeable. I have oiled the springs a few times, but they get very dirty with dust and other crud buildup. How do I keep the springs clean? And you can just wipe them off with a towel. You can take it to a car wash or outside if you want and kind of scrub and hose it off. It's, the soap's not going to hurt it. You just give it a good scrub. And as far as making it quiet, again, just a couple of drops of the right kind of oil. It needs to be a decent viscosity. If you use sewing machine oil, it can make it squeakier. So you want something that is going to offer enough lubrication to keep them quiet. And then over time, it should get quieter and quieter. Tina writes, mine is crazy noisy. I have it on hardwood floors. Does that make a difference? It can echo through the wood floors. But again, this was a very squeaky unit. Last time we were on, it had been sprayed and it got on the coils and it was extremely squeaky. Now it's very, very quiet. My unit is just like yours. Dave, can you please share a site where you can get soft shoes or socks with soles to use on the Cellerciser? My arches have fallen and also have plantar fasciitis, so I need a little cushion and support. And yes, I love these shoes. These things are, I've been looking for something like this for years. And these are you can get them on Amazon under the name Witten, W-H-I-T-I-N. And they're called a water slop. And they're extremely flexible, but they have a nice cushion. I wear them everywhere. All right. Awaken Indignigoes writes, please, Mr. Hall, show us some exercises for the face and neck. Okay. All right. Well, the face is interesting. You make a little smile with the cheeks, hold the position while you're doing your bouncing. It takes the muscles and holds the muscles in place and allows the skin to flex around the muscles. For the throat, just take your head while you're jogging, for example, tilt that 15, 20-pound head back a little bit, and as you're jogging, as I come down, all these muscles have to hold my head up, and so they are flexing every time you come down, but the cells are flexing anyway. So, and it does make a difference. Julianne writes, my question is there anything I can do to heal my foot? I've been in pain and favoring it for over a year now. At first, I blamed the Cellerciser because I was bouncing barefoot, and I thought maybe I was gripping my foot in some weird ways to perform the workout, so I stopped for a while. When it only got worse, I went back to my regular routine, but wore sneakers. And once I realized that maybe the bouncing would heal my foot, I went back to being barefoot. Anywho, here I am, still in pain. I work on my feet all day, but do what I can to take good care of me. I only wear sneakers all the time. I have not worn a boot, shoe, or sandals for well over a year. I've been to the doctor, chiropractor says it's neuropathy, but I'm not sure how I would have gotten that. He said there's no cure, and for $7,000, I could do his treatment plan that consists of over 30 minutes in the morning and 40 minutes in the evening for the rest of my life. Not sure where else to turn. Side note, once I'm healed, I would love to volunteer some of my time supporting and promoting the Cellerciser. I have 2 in my home, and I absolutely love it. All capitalized 4 exclamation points. Every human should Cellercise, and she's got all the little hearts on the end. People with neuropathy can be, they think it can be hereditary, it can be heavy metals, it can be nutritional. They don't have all the answers for it. Most of the people that have had neuropathy have let me know that it took about 20 minutes of Cellercising and it would help. And it increases circulation. You can also, and I've mentioned this before, after Cellercising, you're really warming up the tissue as you can massage with your fingers. Just massage those areas to get, work on, I can't do it on these, but work on the toes and underneath and the balls of the foot. And just kind of move that circulation on the top and bottom of the feet. Just because that's the weakest area of circulation in the body. It's the hardest area for the heart to get that fluid back up. And that movement on the Cellerciser, lifting the heels up and down, is working the fascia, pumping the calf muscle, helping to move that circulation. And then, I know it sounds a little silly perhaps, but talk to your foot. Talk to the cells. Really, connect with them. See them not as being ill, but getting better. And hold on to that vision, move that direction. You see your feet as getting better and better. You're not fighting against that which is a problem. You're promoting that which is a solution. And some people call that faith. Okay. Oh, there we go. Larvik writes, do I need to squeeze or flex our muscles as we are rebounding? Good idea, yes. If you can. When you're flexing the muscles, it's an isometric for toning. When you increase weight on it, it's an isotonic for building. Zara writes, if there could be one miraculous story involving a patient and his or her Cellerciser that still amazes you to this day, what would it be? Oh, Zara, wow. That's really almost impossible to answer. There are so many. The lady that was run over by a truck wasn't expected to live. Under enormous pain is walking again. The person who had was also involved in a car accident and was not able to walk straight. So her family had to constantly help her walk straight. And then she starts to Cellercise, and all of a sudden her family notices she's walking straight. And how ecstatic it was for her when she found out about it and was able to drive a car again. That's exciting. With a lady who had migraine headaches since 1958, nothing would work. And she gets on the Cellerciser, and for the first time, she said, since 1958, she was migraine free. She was off all pain medication. She was able to paint again. Her tremor disease that she'd had for 4 years was gone. Or the people that had strokes, and the people with multiple sclerosis that got out of the wheelchair and were walking around, and they were talking about how the Cellerciser made a huge difference in their life. The lady that had cancer and had hip surgery, and what had ended up happening to give her life back. It was an incredible story. All of them are on our customer review page, but it goes on and on and on. There are so many people of all ages, all kinds of conditions. So it's like I said in the beginning, I call it Cellercise because it helps all the cells in your body to expand and contract, to increase in circulation, and be able to access oxygen and nutrients and better circulation through the body. I mean, I think it's been a miracle. So you say one miraculous story, wow. I don't know, but I did put some of the ones on our website under our customer reviews. I think I created a section called Miraculous, and you can look and read some of those. Laura says, will you share the link to the Seattle study that you referenced about rebounding, increasing resistance training results by up to 26%? That I've got a copy of that article, but I don't know where you would find the study. It was done by Dr. Larry H. Getman out of Seattle, Washington National Aerobics Institute. Michelle writes, varicose veins and unsightly veins, any testimonials that these were used? We answered this recently, and that movement up and down we've had people share how it has helped improve their circulation. It says, I had Halkux Rigidus. I probably pronounced that wrong. And as a result, had big toe fusion on both feet. That was 9 weeks ago. No pain, but limited in what exercises I can do. Walking is slow, and I'm teaching myself to walk barefoot again to work foot muscles. Want to get back on my Cellerciser, but nervous, guessing baby bounce would be okay. But have you had any experience with this for assisted recovery? It may still be too soon. You may want to talk to your doctor, of course, but have some support on the foot. The movement up and down is going to increase circulation and strength, reduce inflammation, promote the whole healing process. But you may have to have a little support in that area while it is healing. And it's often best just to listen to our body. Faye says, I've been trying to talk my sister into a Cellerciser, but she has vertigo from time to time and won't even try mine. What do you think? Will jumping make it worse? Faye, good question. She can start off by sitting down on the Cellerciser and use the balance bar. When she sits down, she can hold onto that bar and start bouncing up and down. I have not known anyone who, and tell me if I'm wrong. I mean, if somebody is experiencing it hasn't had results, but the people that I have known who've had vertigo, if they Cellercise every day, they didn't have the problem with vertigo, or it was greatly diminished within a month of Cellercising. So when we challenge the movement up and down, we open up circulation through the body. And I don't know, but let us know what you experience. It would be great. Catherine writes, good recommendations for super tight abductor muscles. What do you think about KT tape? I would love to get a link for the video where I can see where you took care of Maggie's 12 plus year back issue during one of your live events. Oh, well, we have that program on our DVD or video. It's under the personal trainer section under back. I show the technique. And then we also have it on our YouTube channel. So if you look under some of the programs for back health on our YouTube channel, you'll find that. Okay. Hi Dave, do you ship to Switzerland? Yes, we ship worldwide, Neva. Myrna writes, how long do you have to wait after a meal? I think we've answered this recently. Can it help with bloated stomach problems? Yes. You can start right after a meal, just don't do anything too vigorous. But gentle rocking side to side, a gentle twisting can actually help with that digestion, elimination processes and get everything working more efficiently anyway. And yeah, it can help with bloated stomach. Yeah, the gentle movement up and down, the gentle rocking side to side, and the gentle twisting. All of those can help improve. Paige says, I love my Cellerciser. I bought my 80-year-old mom one to keep her muscles strong. My sister bought one as well. I loved it for a year and a half. I always rebounded barefoot. I've been having pain in my feet when I walk after having been seated for a while. I would rebound 10 minutes at least 2 times a day. So I have taken a break and will rebound with my training walking shoes on now. Can't wait to get back on it. Any tips? Yeah, Paige, just the moving up and down, go easy and allow that circulation to improve, and that's what Cellercise does. Again, there's so many people that I've been running around lately that have foot problems, foot issues, and often they hadn't found anything to give them relief until they started Cellercising. People with plantar fasciitis is a good example of how the Cellerciser, you start off easy, but the tissue starts to become more flexible again, the circulation improves. Any questions, Justice? Okay, thank you. Garland writes, are there any more moves coming to the app? We've got 65 moves on the app now. Also, would it be possible to add a word prompt to move on the app? For example, I would like a health bounce with a personal input word prompt of eye exercises where I could stretch my eyes in 8 different directions while simply bouncing to make them stronger. And we've talked about that. This is good, Garland. You can get an eye chart and focus on the eye chart. I'll look into creating a program for that. But an eye chart where you can look at an eye chart on a window, read it, say it out loud, look through the window at a distance while you're bouncing, so the muscles are flexing, you're increasing circulation, the eye itself is flexing, and then come back and read the chart again. That movement back and forth with the movement up and down can improve the flexibility of an eye. Now, it varies with people because we don't know what the condition is that's creating it. But if it's weaknesses in the eye and the muscles, very often we can help improve that. I feel like I'm missing something. I've watched many of your videos, but I think I would be wondering if I just got the Cellerciser and started trying to use the app. I'd like to know what I need to do, why, and how often. Is there a place you share that? Yes, if you go to cellercise.com/user guide, the second to the last page has a senior section and just an adult section that offers some techniques on how to begin the first, second, third, and fourth week while you're beginning. On the Mr. Rebounder app, we have graduated movements, even for the senior, where it starts with just 2 minutes. And then you go to the next routine and the next routine, and you build your way up so that you get stronger. And then, of course, eventually you can be creating your own routines. Laura writes, where did you find a nicely dressed gentleman in the app? All I can find is a chicka with hardly any clothes on, making me feel bad that I don't look like her. That's cute, Laura. If you go to your profile on the app, you just go to the settings of your profile, you'll see male or female or the little superhero for children, and you can pick a male or female avatar, and then you can pick a darker avatar or a lighter skinned avatar, depending on your preference, so that you can work with those avatars. Amy writes, do you ever use or return rebounders? If we do, look on eBay. If a unit has been lost by UPS and we had to send out another unit and then they find it and then they return it, we often will put those on eBay at a little bit of a discount. Alexander writes, I'd love to hear what diet you suggest. And you know, there's a lot of people that we get so hung up on diets. I haven't, and maybe I've been just blessed or something, I don't know. I believe as much as possible. I don't eat a lot of junk food. I eat my nuts during the day. Okay, you know, I have kind of a weakness for pistachios that are chili roasted and things like that. But I also try to supplement my diet every day with live foods. I think that's important. I think the body can help get rid of what it doesn't need because Cellercising helps to do that. But then we need to be able to absorb enough good nutrients so that the body has what it needs to maintain the structure and integrity of the body parts and functions. And I think Cellercise will take what, you know, I don't follow crazy diets. I just try to maintain a better, healthier diet, but I don't, I don't overdo anything. But I like key lime pie. I don't eat pizza anymore, but then I stopped that 6-7 years ago. I just didn't think it was as healthy. But I try to gravitate as much as I can toward healthy foods. And I think the Cellerciser helps to get rid of the things that I don't need and be able to utilize the things that I do need. Okay, any questions, Justice? All right, so what we're going to do now, we're going to go to the Mr. Rebounder app, and we're going to do a little 5-minute routine because sometimes we just don't have a lot of time when we wake up in the morning, and yet I believe this 5-minute routine can make a major difference in the ability of your body to be able to function more effectively throughout the entire day. It's the wake-up call for the lymphatic system, the circulatory system, so let's go to our Mr. Rebounder app, and it's under, just so you know, for the Mr. Rebounder app, and let me know everybody can see this, Justice. We got the beginning, intermediate, advanced, senior, or create workout. When you create a workout, which is what I did with this one, then you save it and it goes to your My Workouts area, and these are all just saved workouts. And then I'm going to go, this is Rise and Shine, so I'm going to go to the Rise and Shine one, and we will start with we call it the baby or the health bounce. We're going to do that for just 20 seconds. The whole first minute is all basically warming up the body, but we'll do the baby health bounce. We want to focus on lifting the heels up and down so we can get that circulation going from the lower extremities. We get it going for the course of the day, and that helps. And we're going to do the hip rock, and we're going to do the hip rock because it drops the hips into the mat, starts to work if we're walking around all day long, we want to make sure those hips we have enough circulation and fluid and movement in that area. We're also going to be working the lateral knee, both sides of the knee. When we do the hip rock, we're also taking the colon and the intestines, and we're helping to drop that colon up and down to help promote digestion and elimination. So that's all the first minute, just 20 seconds apiece. Then we're going to do the twist, and when we do the twist, we're moving that direction so that we're moving the internal organs up and down and massaging them. We're just wake-up call for the liver, kidney, spleen, gallbladder, pancreas, adrenals, the endocrine system, the colon, the intestines, loosening up the lower back. It's all in that gentle movement up and down, even though the rest of the body is still involved. So in that first minute, we're really getting to those areas of the body that we need to that so many people don't, so that we maintain that flexibility and circulation. Then we're going to do power breathing. We're going to increase some oxygen into open up our bronchial tubes, our lungs, wake up the lower, we're sleeping at night, we're not breathing as deep. We're going to exercise those bronchial tubes and those lungs so that we're going to be breathing better. And then we'll do a sprint. We're going to sprint for about 30 seconds. And you can go, if you don't want to sprint, you can just easily jog or gently rock, or whatever you feel comfortable doing. but we're going to spray it for about 30 seconds, and that's to get the heart rate up, get the metabolism going, get that blood circulating, and that's going to be the next step. And then we'll do the health bounce for 20 seconds so that we've warmed everything up. We've got everything going now. We're going to restore a little homeostasis there. And then we'll do the Jamba run. And that's going to, again, kick up the metabolism and work on the knees. We want to make sure that those supporting muscles and ligaments around the knees are strong and healthy. So we'll do that. And then after the Jamba run, we'll do that for 30 seconds. Then we're going to do the Whippy Ski Patrol. Now in the Whippy Ski Patrol, it's done by just this movement right like this. But if you're not comfortable doing that, just rock side to side. Because what that's going to do is going to help start to open up the back, get those muscles along the vertebral joints moving and get that circulation to the disc. And that Whippy Ski Patrol actually helps to really pump the lymph system too. So it's a tremendous movement. And then we'll do the shoulder stretch exercise for about 20 seconds, and that's for the back. You know, we've been loosening things up, we're getting the circulation going. We're going to reach down, grab the Cellerciser, and then just kind of pull back a little bit, and that's going to help loosen up the back and the shoulders. Then we're going to do a neck massage. We'll do that back thing for 20 seconds. The neck massage we'll do for 20 seconds. We'll take our fingers and we want to do little circular movements into the muscles of the vertebral joints in the neck. You can, in that 20 seconds, just move your neck around a little bit, kind of help push up on where the atlas is, where the skull connects to the atlas. We want to start to get that circulation going up toward the brain as well. And we'll do the shoulder stretch just to open up the back. And somebody mentioned earlier the scapula area of the back. So we'll grab underneath the arm and we'll pull our shoulder here to open that up. All of this is within 5 minutes, so we'll move pretty quickly on that. We'll do this, move it here for about 20 seconds. We'll do it on the other side for about 20 seconds. Then we're going to do the hip rock, a little more intense. So on the hip rock, we're just going to drop our shoulders in. This is the way I want to do it, just so that we get everything moving from the inside out. Then we'll do the twist for 20 seconds, and then we'll do a cranial massage. So that part we take our fingers and we put it on the back of our head, and we're going to move and massage you'll notice little pressure points sometimes in the skull or the head, and they might hurt a little bit. Those are the areas we want to massage. We want to massage and open up that area as well. And then we can end up with that's our 5-minute routine. We can end up with a baby bounce, but didn't add that. So that's what we're going to do. So we're on the Cellerciser, and I'm going to let you guys all watch this. Can they see this okay?
It glares, I don't.
Okay, let's turn this down.
We did last time, it just glares.
It still glares, still? Is that better?
See, this is what it looks like.
Oh no, that's not good. Okay, let's bring it up. Can I see that?
That's better.
A little bit? How about there? Any better?
That's better.
Okay, all right. Can they see me too?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. And I'm going to turn some music on. And we'll just do... Oh, I didn't turn the music on. Okay, so we'll do this only 5 minutes. And just kind of be aware of your body, your shoulders, your back, your buttocks. You're just warming everything up. You've been asleep for several hours, probably getting the circulation going. And oh, I unmuted the music. Okay. So now we're rocking side to side, and we're just dropping the shoulder a little bit more than what's shown in there, just so we can get that circulation going. And then we're going to do the twist. And just keep in mind, it's just a 5-minute wake-up call for the morning. But this is really targeting the lower back. It's targeting all those internal organs. Okay. Breathe. Then we're going to sprint for about 30 seconds. All right, baby bounce, breathe. Okay, jump or run, and I need the bar for that. So, a lot easier with the bar. Because you want to keep your back straight. Okay, whippy ski patrol. Okay, bend over, grab that frame and just kind of stretch. You can hold it, move a little bit. Okay, we're massaging the vertebral joints in the neck. We're moving up and down, which means the fluid's moving up and down, and we're helping to push that between the vertebral joints. Okay, right arm, pull your shoulder over by your chin, and just get to the point where you feel the stretch and gently bounce. The bouncing is helping to loosen up and open up that scapular area as well. Other side. And the hip rock. Now, we'll add this 5-minute program to the Mr. Rebounder app. So you can just go and pick it in the morning and do it. And if there's anything that you need to change, you know that you can modify or clone the routine. You hit the clone button, it will copy it. You give it a new name, and you can go and change any one of the movements. Or you can use this as simply the beginning toward a bigger 10-minute routine. And then cranial. So we're massaging the area in the head. And you can end up with a gentle baby bounce if you want. But that is just prepared the body for the day. Thank you very much. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for being a part of the Cellercise family. If there's anything that we shared that makes sense, that you think might be helpful or beneficial to somebody else, please share it. Thank you again. We'll see you in a couple weeks, and have a happy Halloween.